the defending champs make their first tour around the league, it's become apparent the Warriors have a large target on their backs. And the Brooklyn Nets nearly escaped with a gigantic upset last game. The win streak is still alive, but up next is Toronto, talented enough to give the Warriors all they can handle. But you know Andre, Draymond, and the MVP will have something of their own to say on the matter. The epicenter of the NBA on a Tuesday night, Oracle with Toronto in town in pursuit of perfection and the greatest logo to don NBA jerseys. The city is back, and in this city we watch the best basketball team in the league every night. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And what a week for the Warriors. Toronto, the Clippers, Chicago. 3 playoff teams, every one of them a different challenge.
This is the toughest week up to this point in the season, without question. 3 really good basketball teams. I think the Warriors are mature enough, though, to look at each team individually, take one game at a time. That's what you have to do to be successful.
You know, when I think of Magic Johnson, he used to call it winning time. Who is there at winning time for the Warriors? Andre Iguodala. Whether it's offense, defense, he helps win games in a variety of ways.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was terrific against Brooklyn, as we know. But he does so many things with the ball. He does things without the ball when the opponents have the ball. He's terrific in the open court. He sees the open man, very unselfish. And this 3 put the game in overtime and preserved the win for the Warriors.
Reinforcements coming back at the guard spot. Klay Thompson and Leandro Barbosa are back. You don't beat Toronto without your guards at full strength.
I have to agree with that. Certainly a good time to bring them back because Toronto is talent-laden. They've got 6 or 7 players on any given night can give you 20 points or more. Very dangerous team. They love to play up and down. Should be a really good game.
We're completely biased. The best backcourt of the NBA, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. But in the top 3, you're talking Toronto Raptors as well. And that is where DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, prototypical 2, prototypical point guard.
I'll tell you what, both big scorers. They can penetrate and get to the basket, and that really helps their club a lot. They also stick with you on defense. They're really all over the court. This is a talent-laden backcourt for Toronto as well.
They have one of the best young bigs in the NBA in Jonas Valanciunas, and that's where the Warriors have 2 big men in the middle. Andrew Bogut is back in the starting lineup. 18 rebounds in 18 minutes Saturday night. He'll anchor the defense. He'll be the big man in the lane, and you'll need it all tonight. Can they go 12-0? We'll find out with Greg and Gary back in the studio right after this.
Raptors point guard Kyle Lowry ranks 2nd in the NBA in steals, and he is 4th in three-pointers made. He's made 29 this year, including 6 on Sunday night in Sacramento. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks lean. Saintly, what's the key to beating the Raptors tonight?
I think you got to keep this team under 100. The Warriors are 40 in a row, above 100 at home. That's a big key in this game, and I look for the defense to really come out sharp with Bogues leading the charge tonight. Great matchups in the backcourt.
Yeah, Andrew Bogut is back in your starting lineup tonight. Festus Ezeli will play off the bench, as will Leandro Barbosa. We welcome back the Brazilian blur and the layup king. He is ready to roll. Enjoy it. Warriors and Raptors next.
At Oracle on a Tuesday night, Toronto and the Warriors. And the city jerseys in full effect. The winning streak on the line, and the greatest beginning in franchise history. Will it continue 48 minutes from now? Our Xfinity starting lineups. First for the Warriors, where Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut is back in the starting lineup. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, DeMarre Carroll, Luis Scola, and Jonas Valanciunas for Toronto. Now for the Warriors, they're getting into some very interesting territory with our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. When you talk about championship teams and their beginning, the best starts by defending champion, it's Boston back in 57 at 14-0. The NBA record is 15-0 for any team. But that is a way to defend your championship. Come bolting out of the gates.
That was Boston's first ever NBA championship, by the way. Next year, the St. Louis Hawks won it. Then they rattled off 8 in a row. This is a challenge tonight. This is a very, very good Toronto Raptors team. It started 5-0 this year.
Before we really get going, can we just say these uniforms are great?
Oh, aren't they, though?
Those are terrific.
It takes me back.
And consistently voted the best uniform in really NBA history. The city with the cable car in the back. Billy Kennedy, Josh Tiven, and Leon Wood will blow the whistles tonight.
DeRozan not a threat from three-point range. This man is.
42% for Kyle Lowry, but missing the three there. Want to welcome everybody watching on NBA TV. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Rouse Gold on Wood A at Oracle. Matchup of a couple playoff teams from a year ago. Warriors see 3 playoff teams this week. Klay Thompson flipping it up and off. Bogut couldn't quite collect the rebound.
Yeah, the Raptors last year, 49 wins. Dwayne Casey has improved their record each of the years he's been coaching them. In fact, they've got an improved record the last 5 years going upward. But then they were swept by Washington in the first round.
DeMar DeRozan shot that long and strong. Klay Thompson, better pass to Steph. The flyby, and then missed the three.
Had to cover 2 3-point shooters who were 10 feet apart.
Warriors with that overtime win against Brooklyn on Saturday. Raptors began this trip losing to Sacramento. And Steph Curry with the reach-in foul. We talked about Dwayne Casey, part of the championship team in Dallas. He was the defensive coordinator, if you will. And then working on the defense up in Toronto now.
This is his 5th year. Yeah, he wanted to address that, and they did it in a big way with DeMarre Carroll. Got him away from Atlanta. And DeMarre Carroll is quite a story. I mean, if you want to talk about perseverance.
They're going to go to replay. Is it a 3? Is it a 2? In terms of where Steph reached in the shooting motion, and just to assign the correct number of free throws. And you see, with the benefit of Secaucus, how quickly the officials, and their game officials now working in Secaucus, they set that up for Billy Kennedy. Boom, done. And you're shooting 2 free throws.
Well, they want to make it they want to get it right. And it helps it.
It's just a credit to the NBA. Take a system, keep making it better year by year by year. Lowry hitting both free throws.
This team lives at the free throw line. Most free throws attempted in the league. Highest percentage of points scored in the league by free throws. So you got to defend without fouling as much as possible.
Cycle it to Harrison Barnes, corner 3.
Nice movement there. Steph Curry passed up an open jump shot for about 19 feet, took the extra dribble to bring the defenders in, and then kicked it out. They went around the horn.
Feeding Luis Scola. We've been doing this for years, internationally and in the NBA. With Indiana a year ago, coming up now to Toronto. So skilled, so clever.
Yes, he is clever with pump fakes. Maybe the best in the league.
He perfected that baby hook with either hand. Steph looking for a seam, hanging, and Valanciunas changed that shot. Bogut, the steal in the backcourt. Look at the Warriors keep the ball moving.
Isn't that beautiful? How about Bogut making a steal in the backcourt? By the way, that drive by Curry, he was looking to possibly get it to Andrew. Couldn't quite get the angle there, and he threw it up off the rim, hoping that Andrew could clean it up if possible, and he did in his own way.
It's a tough cover for Harrison Barnes. You got to stay with DeRozan. Forced the miss there.
I love the way he ran by on the shooting hand side.
The backdoor cut. And Klay Thompson laying it up and in. Draymond Green, 12 assists in back-to-back games. You're going back to Rick Barry territory for a front-court player with that number of assists.
Coming off a triple-double, flirts with it every night. 3 assists already for the Warriors. They average 29 a game, #1 in the league.
DeMarre Carroll falling down. Draymond in a foot race. Lowry tracking him. He lays it up and in.
A little different than it was against Brooklyn in that first quarter. Brooklyn came out smoking
The Warriors have all this adrenaline going in the early going.
Brooklyn was up 15 in the end of one and shot 70%. Bogut knocked it away, but had the arm around the back of the body, and he'll be called for the foul.
Bounce pass right down the teeth of the defense on a back cut. Throw it ahead. That's exactly what Bogut did. And Draymond knows how to finish strongly.
That was a well-thrown pass by Andrew Bogut.
Perfect. Made it high enough so it couldn't get intercepted.
Bogut again. He's getting the ball, but apparently getting a wrist as well. So 2 quick fouls.
Yeah, you take that risk in doing that, and you play with fire, and he got burned.
So Ezeli quickly off the bench.
Yep.
It's a good call.
Absolutely. He's on the wrist. He'd like to have that decision back.
So we talk all-stars in the Eastern Conference, and you think of Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. And they're really, imitation's the highest form of flattery.
Yes.
So you got a point guard and an off guard. They're both 20-point scorers. All right, that would be your Steph and Clay. They went for their Draymond Green and DeMarre Carroll in a free agent signing. They're building much like the Warriors in terms of the puzzle pieces, putting them together.
Yeah, DeMarre Carroll is going to give them another dimension. Another player to defend LeBron James in the East. To be very specific.
That's a good call, Jim. DeMarre Carroll was wonderful with Atlanta a year ago.
First time he ever averaged in double figures, just over 11 a game. First time ever, and he got the huge contract. He deserved it.
See Lowry caught up to Steph on that 3. Klay Thompson pulling the string short. They missed Saturday's game with the back issue. Can't leave Lowry, and the Warriors have been fortunate. Curry weaving through traffic. Steph putting it up and in.
I'll tell you, he got bumped. He could have been at the line. But with that English he put on there, he kept the ball way out to the right so they couldn't get to it. In order to get it in, he had to spin it a lot. And he curled it over the iron.
Klay Thompson forcing DeRozan. Now on the repost with the shot clock at 5. Festus was there. And then DeRozan tripped up Draymond Green. Toronto's 27th in assists. They don't move the ball. The Warriors do.
And they are scrambling, hustling, fighting. This is that last drive. Beautifully done by Stephen Curry. I mean, no one gets to that to block it. And very few people are able to get that angle in with that kind of touch.
DeMarre Carroll picking up the foul, trying to hold on to Klay Thompson. Pick.
He caught up.
Klay saved a layup there. It's not a clear path because Klay Thompson was ahead of the play. So, or excuse me, the Harrison and the rest of the team was ahead of the play. Klay committed the foul.
I think Stephen was surprised that Kyle Lowry pursued. He got there quickly.
The Warriors have opened 5 of 9. Toronto 1 of 7.
With the 4 free throws have kept them in close.
You highlighted it, that this is the team that lives at the line. Now the Raptors get their points. 27th in assists. Ball didn't move, accepted DeRozan that whole possession.
You're exactly right. A lot of one-on-one, but they lose the ball there. Just a little carelessness.
Got to know that Scola is one of those super high basketball IQ guys. And don't assume that you got the clean rebound and that he's going to go away.
You just have to protect the ball. His ball's thrown away, and Stephen's already with 2 turnovers, which is unusual for him this year.
Again, wants to clear out. Carroll, he cut, gonna get the rebound, and the Warriors off to the races. The lob. Steph saw Harrison the whole way.
Well, at 35 years of age, Scola couldn't get off the ground. You just can't react.
Dwayne Casey's gonna stop it. The Warriors shooting 6 of 10. You credit the Raptors' competitiveness. High highly contested first couple minutes midway through the first. But when the Warriors get out and run, few teams hang with them.
This is Harrison Barnes, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 5 on the Raptors. The Warriors are the 4th defending champion to start the season 11-0. And of the previous 3, only 1 didn't repeat as champion. But the Warriors aren't getting ahead of themselves. Luke Walton and his staff chopped the season into small, easy-to-digest pieces. He said, we always try to focus on what we're doing today. We break the season into weeks at a time. We have 3 games on the board for this week. We try to keep the mindset smaller rather than on how many wins. The only thing we care about is winning a championship, and whether that takes 60 or 70 or 55 wins, we don't care. Doesn't matter to us.
I think you hit on it, Ross, and Jim knows as a player. You ask players, hey, 2 weeks from now when we're on this long trip, well, they have no idea. What do we have this week? Okay, Toronto, Clippers, Chicago. There it is. And that's what they focus on. That's what the coaches set them up for.
I remember Don Nelson. He would know who you were playing tomorrow. But 2 days later, had no idea. Right. And that's the way players do it. That comes for them.
Festus got a little too much body.
He just did not get there early enough.
Yep. That is so funny. You and I will say, wow, 14-day road trip, 7 games. It's coming up first week in December. And you ask Draymond, he's like, where are we going? When is that?
That's right. That's a player's mentality, and that's the way it should be.
It is the way it should be.
1 game at a time.
Remember Kyle Lowry in Memphis where he was a backup and then he was in Houston and they had Dragic and then he comes here to Toronto and here's his chance to run a team and he has just absolutely blossomed.
Well, 5.5 a game as rookie, then just under 10, then back to 7.5, then 9, Houston 13.5, 14, then he gets to Toronto and he finally works it up. He's averaging 20 a game.
Yep.
The last couple of years.
Lob perfectly thrown to Festus.
That's where he finds his bread and butter. Festus around the rim on a lob.
First playing time for Andre Iguodala. Toronto stayed with their starters. Amari Carroll hitting a 3.
He's a good outside shooter. Much better than you realize.
Yeah, 35% from beyond the arc, which is more than serviceable. And the foul as Steph at the pass, and he was grabbed.
I'd venture to say that Festus points 60-70% come from lobs.
I love that replay because you saw 3 Raptors worried about Steph Curry, including Valanciunas.
Yes, exactly.
3.
That's the value of having that little MVP.
And that time, and Patrick Patterson meet at the top of the iron to send that away.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go for Festus. He had a player between him and the basket.
That lob to Ezeli is the new stat they call gravity. How much do defenders gravitate to a certain player? Steph Curry way up there and that, and a beautiful out of bounds to Klay Thompson.
Another layup on an out of bounds play. Expecting to go over the top. Instead, they just cut directly to the rim.
Luke Walton and Steve Kerr working on that playbook of out of bounds plays. Patrick Patterson's a 3-point shooter, so you have to honor him, and DeRozan hitting the mid-range. Patterson, DeRozan, Lowry, Damari Carroll, and Valanciunas. Draymond will tee it up and miss that 3. What's disturbing for the Warriors is 8 of 13 shooting, Toronto 4 of 12, but a 2-point game. As Jim highlighted, 6 of 6 from the foul line. That's where the Raptors live. Valanciunas flipping that up and out, but Lowry following it in.
Watch out.
So the turnover, and Carroll heads the other way.
Klay did not see the ball. You always have to see the ball, whether you're on offense or defense.
Rosen nowhere to go. Shot clock at 4. Patterson with a big step, missing the bank shot, and Carroll sneaking in. So second chance points and free throws, and the Raptors have the lead. Thompson. Off back iron. Lou 24. And Festus having that one stolen. And Draymond committing the foul.
Well, they'll go to the line for two. The Warriors on an out-of-bounds play. Watch this. DeMarre Carroll is expecting Klay Thompson to go this way. So he's playing on the outside. And Klay Thompson just makes a direct cut inside. So, pretty simple play. But anticipation because Klay is such a great outside shooter.
Warriors going to use the timeout in between free throws. Shooting it at 57%, but trailing. And the Raptors have had the advantage in the hustle areas with 3:07 remaining in the first. And the Warriors trail by 3. Raptors lead is 3 with 3:07 remaining in the first. Our Ford right choice, Luke Walton, who's been filling in for Steve Kerr, 11-0. This is his second year with the Warriors. You remember him coming out of Arizona in the 2003 draft. 10 years in the league, 2 championships, and he played with 3 current Warriors. In Mo Spates, Sean Livingston, and Andre Iguodala.
I just like in that season where we had a little interruption with the collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
Strike shortened season. He went to Memphis, the University of Memphis, and wanted to coach. He knew all along what he wanted to do.
And then he went to the University of Phil Jackson late in his career when he just sat next to the Zen Master and learned about coaching. Lowry hits that second free throw.
He's got a little Phil Jackson in him that he won't immediately call a timeout if things go wrong. He likes the players to kind of work through it if they can. Gives them that autonomy.
So Toronto's reeled off 8 straight. Leandro Barbosa's first playing time. Curry missing. And as Healy is fouled, we check in with Roz.
Luke Walton's message to the team was why the Raptors are in this game. He said a couple of lazy turnovers and some offensive rebounds for them, and now they're in this. We've got to get rebounds and run, and we get this game going our way.
Those offensive rebounds, plus the Raptors getting to the foul line. Barbosa, Festus did well just to catch that and get out of trouble. All cycling around, they just left the best shooter in the world.
He had time to dribble. That's a cardinal sin.
We're rotating, we're rotating, we're rotating. Who's open? Uh-oh, that guy. So 85 straight games for the made 3, third longest streak in NBA history. As Kyle Lowry flips it in. Corey Joseph checks in, Jim. Coming from San Antonio, was actually born in Toronto. And he's been a great pickup as a third guard.
Shot 8 for 10 from the field against Sacramento last game.
Steph Curry off back iron. Barbosa tracking it down.
Barbosa gives that little spark off the bench. Let's see if it can happen again.
That's illegal defense. 3-second violation. Bismack Biyombo was not closely guarding someone, so that'll be a technical free throw.
Corey Joseph can shoot, coming from San Antonio, but he also learned to play defense with Greg Popovich in that system. So another, as you look at Biyombo there.
And these are some of the ancillary pickups. Biyombo, Luis Scola, Corey Joseph, DeMarre Carroll. Now Amir Johnson's not here, and he had been a great offensive rebounder for Toronto.
Biyombo, the number 7 pick by Sacramento, traded to Charlotte. There are a lot of players not with this roster again. Open.
Yeah, you're playing with fire right there.
Kyle Lowry was standing 6 feet from Stephen Curry, and he knew he couldn't recover in time, and he just said, okay, go ahead, shoot it. And he was surprised it didn't go in, as we are.
Yeah, Steph is 1 of 4 on threes, 45% on the season.
By the way, last year they had Landry Fields. They had Amir Johnson, as you mentioned, Gravis Vasquez, Lou Williams, Steamsa, Chuck Hayes, and Hansborough. They've changed a lot with this roster.
Corey Joseph winning out the free throw. Season ticket priority list is 18,000 right now. You sign up, get priority access to season tickets when they become available, plus exclusive pre-sale opportunities at Warriors.com and 888-GSW-HOOP. With representatives ready to help you right now. And Joseph missed them both. So Steph Curry with Barbosa, Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, and Festus Ezeli. Iguodala from deep.
Man, is he shooting a three so well this year.
How about 41%? And the killer three against Brooklyn that tied the game and sent it to overtime. DeRozan answers with the wing jumper.
This is what they did in Sacramento. They get behind, they come right back. Go ahead, lose it again.
Oh, step back, and rattled it out. James Johnson, along with Bismack Biyombo, Patrick Patterson, DeRozan, and Corey Joseph. Steve DeRozan's always looking to call his own number. He is a scorer. Harrison Barnes, fade, fire, and knock it down.
He's really worked on that this year. He can get it off anytime.
Harrison with 7 to lead the Warriors.
He's a little quicker and much stronger, by the way.
Joseph floater. Festus inhaling that rebound. Steph Curry from deep.
No one in the league pulls up any faster than that young man.
Shot clock off. Very entertaining first quarter. And they're already rocking at Oracle. Joseph got some space as Ezeli got the ball. They finished with a stop. What a sequence by Festus to end that quarter. Take on the driver and bring Andrew Bogut going right to his tag team partner at the center spot. 9-2 Warrior run to finish off the first. Shoot it at 55%, 9 from Curry, 10 from Kyle Lowry. And after the first 12 minutes, it's the Warriors with the 4-point lead.
I'm Andre Iguodala, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the NBA champs.
Checking into the Warriors lineup. First time tonight, number 21.
Beginning the second quarter, the city jerseys. They've been a smashing success with the Hardwood Classic. Get an offensive foul on Barbosa. So Toronto shot it at only 38%, but they got to the line. It's a 4-point game as we begin the second.
Yeah, the difference for the Warriors, too many turnovers, too many fouls. Those two things.
Corey Joseph probing. Bosa moved his feet nicely. Biyombo struggles offensively. That's a kicked ball. It's Bogut, Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, Ian Clark, and Barbosa playing because Sean Livingston is out with a little hip flexor injury.
Right.
So no Livingston at the backup point guard. Corey Joseph and Patterson, Bismack Biyombo, Damari Carroll, and James Johnson for Toronto.
They bothered him after the game Saturday night against Brooklyn when he woke up the next day.
Clark, nice reach in. Harrison handling. And the Warriors pushing it, and they get to the line.
This is a nice appearance for Ian Clark coming in here early in this game. Not in the second half. A little reach in. And running the wing. Clark gets rewarded. A couple of free throws.
Ian Clark, a couple of years ago, was outstanding in a Warriors Summer League team. Ended up being in Utah. Warriors never lost contact with him. And he was the only available roster spot and made the team, made the world champion team in training camp.
Toronto has a second-round player out of UCLA, Norman Powell, who averaged 18 points a game in the Summer League. Second rounder, he gets a little playing time. May see him tonight. Corey Joseph grew up as you said, from Pickering, Ontario.
Carroll missing that three, but what a long rebound. Ian Clark couldn't quite collect it. So the corner three, and Bogut smartly tipping it. The Brazilian blur. Couldn't get an angle there. Harrison Barnes the rebound. And Barbosa, kind of a crazy double clutch. How about the third time a charm?
You know, great teams make their own luck. Prime example on that sequence.
The effort from all the guys in gold, spectacular, as Ian Clark hit the triple. Cannot lose Patrick Patterson in the corner. Johnson's driving, and nice finish over Bogut.
Yeah, he earned that one.
It's just unusual to see a guy like Patrick Patterson and his size, Jim, and he'll live in that corner and shoot those threes.
That's his favorite spot. Going to the basket a little bit tonight.
Yeah. Knocked out of bounds, and the Warriors turn it over.
Iguodala finally comes up with it, and a wide open look from Mr. Clark.
When you watch the Warriors a lot, it's these minutes with no Steph and no Clay. Where does the scoring come from? And what's the score when they go out? What's the score when they come back in?
Beautiful finish by Corey Joseph. He can score. You know, he started 13 games for San Antonio last year, Bob, and averaged over 13 a game. I mean, 13 starts. Played extremely well.
Clark. Bogut trying to keep it alive. Corey Joseph with his second unit. He looks to score. The open jumper is good. Learn at the knee of Tony Parker.
Well, he's shooting at 58% on the year.
Barbosa with a deep two. And the foot on the line.
You know he's ready to play.
Leandro missed the last two games, being in his native Brazil, tending to a family matter.
It's not easy to make that trip, come back. You got to be tired.
James Johnson. You mean there's not a direct flight from Memphis to Brazil? Iguodala trying to set up Ian Clark again.
It's got to start at this end, the defensive end.
Bosa moved his feet nicely, and Tamari Carroll, what a tough shot.
Well, Carroll's just got all the confidence in the world now after a couple of years in Atlanta.
So no Stephen Clay to begin the quarter, and Toronto with some confidence, a 10-2 run to tie things at 35. Luke Walton will stop it because the new Raptor acquisition is paying dividends.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Tie game between the Warriors and the Raptors. Last year was a glorious year for the Warriors franchise because they won not one, but 2 championships. In tonight's Lexus Pursuit of Perfection, we celebrate the Santa Cruz Warriors, 2014-2015 NBA D-League champions. On opening night, November 13th, loyal Santa Cruz community fans cheered as Jim Wireman, Kurt Blaka presented the diamond-clad championship rings. Among the recipients, James Michael McAdoo, who won 2 rings last year, one with Santa Cruz and one with Golden State. Now, Jim, if you had 2 championship rings, do you wear both on one hand or you do one on either hand? How would you rock that?
I would take the NBA one, wear it on the left hand, and the D-League put on the right hand.
Andrew Bogut went with the left hand to lay that up and in.
And then when I'm walking down a dark alley, I would only expose the one on the right hand.
Hey, with enough bling on those rings, there are no dark alleys. They will light the way. James Johnson, that extra step in the lane. This is a high-level game, Jim. I mean, it is. Toronto, you get the best shot when you're the champion. The Warriors are getting everyone's best effort. Minnesota, Brooklyn, Toronto continuing it, and the Raptors are a high-level team. They're deep. Dwayne Casey's got them playing defense, and they battle you.
Well, after starting 5-0, they want to right the ship.
Klay Thompson. And that three did everything but go in all the way around and out.
That's the teaser. You know, Dwayne Casey has Toronto playing at a very high level, and he's got a deep roster. So you compete for minutes. That helps you play harder every night as well.
Shot clock at 7. Iguodala was moving the feet, not in the act of shooting. The foul was on the drive.
Andre doesn't agree, and I have to lean with him. Where's he supposed to go? He was between DeMar Carroll and the basket.
Draymond will check in. Andre Iguodala, 3 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and his usual outstanding stint. Now, Klay Thompson will take Lowry here. Barbosa, Corey Joseph.
Let's see if they go to Valanciunas and go right at Andrew Bogut. Try to get another foul on him.
Yeah, trying to get that 3rd foul. Right on cue.
Yep, he's got one. He got into a wrestling match with Valanciunas.
Now, Valanciunas, 23 years of age, out of Lithuania. It was the 5th pick in the 2011 draft, and he's just gotten better and better.
Well, Andrew was trying to front him so they could not throw it into the post. And he got kind of locked with Valanciunas, and Valanciunas can match his strength and power.
So Leon Wood did not hand the ball to the inbounder, and he was letting Festus check in. So Bogut just getting bottled up foul-wise. Got 4 boards in 9 minutes, but 3 fouls in those 9 minutes. They clear aside for the big man. Festus sent it away twice. 24-second violation. Nigeria over Lithuania.
Well, Festus is probably a quicker jumper than Andrew Bogut. He's not as skilled as Andrew in all facets of the game. But how about that quickness? Clean block, and then he gets a piece of the follow-up shot.
That was impressive.
It tells you about his athleticism, the raw athleticism, but his lack of experience with the ball and basketball in general.
I love the Warriors center tandem. They have depth at a position that they've been starved for years. Klay Thompson, tough turnaround. So Steph Curry back in, Klay Thompson back in. With Ezeli, Harrison Barnes, and Draymond, the starters. Warriors led by 4 at the end of 1. It's back up to 4 right now.
You've got 2 threats down there in Thompson and Harrison Barnes, who can post up and shoot fadeaway jumpers. And Joseph, once again, proves he can shoot outside, inside.
He looks like Tony Parker the way he's playing. Finishing inside, Draymond 3. 42% from distance this year for Draymond.
Well, the 6 made threes from the Warriors is the difference for them in keeping the lead. Simple as that.
Yeah, best 3-point shooting team in the NBA.
And they're the only team that shoot and make double-digit threes every game.
Curry knocking it away. 4.2 to shoot.
Well, the Warriors make 12 threes a night. Plus, 12 plus threes.
That'll take us to the mandatory. Warriors shooting at 51%. They've got their all-star guard back. Klay Thompson's got 8 and a lead at 5. Warrior lead at 5. 5:55 remaining in the half. In our Taco Bell spotlight, Andre Iguodala is going to say, if you don't foul when you're up 3, I'm going to teach you a very painful lesson.
And make you pay. Got this to go down with about 7.3. I think they put back on the clock. But he scored 5 points for the Warriors in the last 2.5 minutes of that 4th quarter. And then in overtime, he scores another hoop, gets that first steal on the first possession, and he added 3 assists in the overtime. That's how valuable he is.
Now Lowry back in. And right off the bench and right into the bucket.
There's that back screen looking for the lob. It did not work. Steph was on the weak side.
Klay Thompson went around DeMar Carroll. What a shot!
Beautifully done. He got an array of options as he goes to the basket. Which way to shoot? Well, Lowry thought he was feeling it. That was off.
Draymond will push. Curry, the delivery, and the lay-in.
He just got Valanciunas planted on the floor, and the beautiful job by Festus Ezeli to keep moving and get to the open spot.
17 Warrior assists on their 19 baskets. Toronto, 6 assists on their 15 baskets. Shot clock at 5. Draymond's got Lowry on a switch. Kyle Lowry, what a finish. Corey Joseph and Kyle Lowry have been special. Klay Thompson with the 3.
He's pretty special in his own right. You know, Lowry and Joseph not scoring from the outside necessarily, but more inside tonight. And I talked about dribble penetration. You've got to play your man and not expect to get help. You've got to toughen up.
This is the Warriors' biggest lead of the night right now.
Like you said, they go one-on-one an awful lot.
And one-on-one. DeMar DeRozan able to hit the jumper. So Lowry's got 14. DeRozan's got 8.
They've got 6 players that have already scored 20 points in a game this year. 6 different players.
Steph Curry has scored 20 points or more in 4 different quarters.
He has.
This year.
21 twice, 24 opening night, and then 28 at New Orleans. That's a pretty good quarter.
Yeah, it is. Again, ISO DeRozan. And gets to replay. Drops in another jumper.
He's a good mid-range jump shooter, just has never perfected the 3.
Festus running the floor, and Valanciunas hugging up on him. Will be called for the foul.
Final foul, charge number 17, Jonas Valanciunas, his first personal second team foul.
Well, Iguodala's back in, and every time he and Luke Walton have a conversation, just remember Luke calls Iguodala his safety blanket. He says, I just feel better when he's in the game.
He's got the hot hand.
Good screen. Draymond freed him, and then he hit the jumper. Curry steal and banked it in.
He loves that play, and so does Barbosa from the bench.
First double-digit lead of the night.
Great hustle play.
Knocked away from Carroll. Klay Thompson running with Iguodala. The lob! You hang in against the Warriors. Toronto scratching and clawing. And then you lose contact for just a second. They play the D, they run it down your throat, and you're down a dozen.
I'm Stephen Curry, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Warrior lead at a dozen. Our Geico Advanced Analytics. 10 consecutive home wins versus Toronto. And they played some exciting games against this Raptors squad. But when the Warriors make their runs, it's always the defense that leads the way. The Curry steal, the good defense, and the Raptors look up and they're down double digits.
Well, all the great teams through the history of the NBA. I remember the Celtics of the 60s, the Lakers of the 80s, and the Bulls of the 90s. You're with them and you say, hey, we're in the game, we're playing really well, let's keep with it. And all of a sudden, they go on a 12-zip run, a 14-2 run, an 18-2 run. And the Warriors are in that category.
Those Bulls teams, they called it the Dobermans. Unleash the Dobermans. Johnny Box and the defensive wizardry. The Warriors are led by the baby-faced assassin. You think he's this clean-cut, nice young man. He's got a killer instinct.
Yes, he does.
Guys like Draymond Green, Iguodala.
And he's got a deep three-point jump shot that'll cut your heart out. That's traveling because of pressure on the ball. This was one of my keys tonight, is put pressure on the ball at the point of attack.
And it was Draymond forcing Scola into the shuffle.
Pressure at the point of attack.
Around the NBA, they think of the Warriors as this great three-point shooting, eye candy, fun offensive team. This is the best defensive team in the league. Don't forget that. They proved it last year in terms of defensive field goal percentage against. And they're right back where they left off as far as just really strangling teams at times.
Didn't hurt in this quarter. They stopped turning the ball over. A near one there.
Bob again. Oh, Healy almost spiked that down.
Great play, just couldn't convert it.
Track DeRozan, sent him away. Splash Brothers in motion. Curry stops at the line. Healy, where did he come from? Reload, Klay Thompson, good!
Well, that's one of the nicest assists you'll ever see. A guy working to get that rebound, outworking two Toronto Raptors, and he gives the Warriors a 15-point lead with that pass to Klay.
A 14-4 run, the last 9. Klay Thompson exploding. 18 total and 12 in the quarter. Lowry missing. Iguodala pushing again. Klay one more time. Look at Festus and Iguodala work on the glass. And another three.
They're making him pay with these offensive rebounds. And right now, Toronto can't do anything right.
20-second timeout. If it were a boxing match, they'd be saying, stop the fight.
Well, you take a long shot, you get the rebound, and you run. You get the defense sucked in. You battle 3 players. Festus comes up and gives Klay Thompson a 3.
And Iguodala never gave up on this play.
This was terrific. Again, 3 defenders, and then a wide open shot from the best three-point shooter in history.
We were tied at 35.
Yeah.
And then the roof caved in on the Raptors.
Well, the key right here is a minute 24. Don't give any of it back. And go in the locker room with an 18-point lead or even more.
4-point lead at the end of 1. A special several minutes here in the second.
You don't want this to be all of a sudden 65-52, something like that.
And that's why Dwayne Casey called the timeout. Just can we play a minute 24 to get back in it?
I thought that was a very poor attempt from Kyle Lowry to come down after a disastrous one, and Klay dropped it, and then he takes a long 3 with no one under a rebound.
Shot clock at 8. DeRozan mid-range. Still can't buy one. Draymond with the final minute of the first half.
34 points between Curry and Thompson.
That's a moving screen and an offensive foul. Festus has to stay still. Let the driver and ball handler use you. When you move, the officials are looking for it, and it's a correct call.
Here's the thing about Stephen Curry. He is so clever. He doesn't necessarily need to drop his man off a full screen. If he gets just halfway, he can make him pay.
Valanciunas, good finish. Warriors want to go quick 2 for 1 here.
Plenty of time to do so. Now they've got to go.
Festus gonna post up and draw the foul.
When it works, you got 4.5 seconds to 24 seconds.
This is the free possession, and then you'll get the last shot of the half.
You'd like to have a couple of more seconds with that. But they can make it work. Wasn't bad to use all that time, too, by the way.
Healy missing the free throw. Well, you can take Draymond Green home with you. Wow, that should get your attention. On Tuesday, the 24th, the Draymond Green bobblehead, courtesy of Bay Area BMW. There'll be a special Hardwood Classic night. We'll also celebrate Jason Richardson in the building. Get your verified tickets at Warriors.com.
One of the great Warriors, Jason Richardson, and what a competitor he was. Love him.
So as Jim mentioned, about a 4.5-second game shot clock difference. Toronto can't quite freeze it out. Lowry, little push shot. Want that rebound. Look at the foul on the deck.
Yep.
Now the Warriors had one to give, but that's going to give the Raptors the final possession.
Had the ball momentarily, just couldn't pick it off the floor.
So
and there's the reach around foul.
the only downside to the half, Jim, 3 fouls on Bogut, 3 fouls on Ezeli. And so Luke Walton hasn't played small. He's had a big in throughout the entire first half. Both your bigs have 3 in the first half.
So it'll be a factor late in the game.
Lowry to trigger 3.2.
Defend without fouling.
Rosen. And a lot of ball, a lot of contact, and the end of the half. And the Raptors a little frustrated. They watch the Warriors shoot 58%, make 9 threes, 18 from Klay Thompson, 16 from Steph Curry. Rosen had 10, Lowry had 14, and Roz is alongside Klay Thompson.
Klay, all of a sudden you look up and you're up double digits. How much confidence do you have in your ability to score quickly?
It's all the defensive end. We play with energy down there. We're tough to beat on this end because it gets us easy buckets in transition.
And this team is, the Toronto Raptors are really good with one-on-one type of play. What does that mean challenging you defensively?
Well, they got guys who can really create in their backcourt. You got to stay disciplined. We maybe fouled too much in that first half, but couldn't ask for better halves from both ends of the floor, you know. Cut out some stupid turnovers. We're up, 25.
All right, thanks, Klay.
All right, no problem.
Guys?
Best thing is seeing Klay Thompson with no back issues. Had the 18 in the first half and hounded DeRozan into 4 of 11 shooting. Greg and Gary, Warrior Halftime Live presented by Jack in the Box with the Warriors up 63-47 right after this.
Halftime Live presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. The Splash Brothers went off. We've seen Steph go off all year, Saintly, but Klay Thompson had a magnificent first half. The balance on his jump shots, it was beautiful to watch tonight.
This thing was tied, and the next thing you know, ba-boom, and there's a backdoor cut with a beautiful pass from up top from Draymond. A little finish at the rim, and look at the vision ahead. I just love that. You can always get up the floor faster via the pass versus the dribble. And great balance again on the shot. You know what? When you're looking at Klay, Pop, the key is his balance. He just is the master at that. Now, there's Steph. That ability to get to the rim this year is one of the areas that you just love. There's a quick one out of bounds. They knock it down, and there's a baseline drive and drift. And what are you going to say? Look at that bench. You think they're a little excited?
They're excited in that. Usually these Splash Brothers kind of take turns going off. It was beautiful to watch.
Boom.
Steph make one, Klay make one, Steph make one, Klay make one. Right now the Toronto Raptors, and they have one of the best young backcourts in basketball, and Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. Right now they can't handle splish, and they can't handle splash. Saintly. We're going to come back and
right there.
Is he looking beautiful? We'll get a key from you next. Warriors were up 4 after one quarter, and now they're up 16 at halftime, Saintly. What's your key for a second half victory?
Got to contain that dribble penetration by Lowry and DeRozan. That's a big key, and that defense gets you into the transition game, which really opened up this game in the first half.
63-point first half. The Warriors like the halftime show tonight in perfect rhythm.
Look at that guy.
Second half comes your way next.
At halftime with Warriors leading by 16, our Jack at the half. And quite simply, the Warriors can make threes, and the Raptors didn't. 9 threes to 1. That's the difference. The tempo the Warriors wanted to play at. Toronto got to the foul line, junked up the game, slowed it down, but when the Warriors got running, there was nothing the Raptors could do.
Yeah, that's the only negative for the Warriors. They fouled them early on, kept them in the game. But then they put the clamp down. And when you make 8 more threes in a half, that's 24 more points. You've got to play a perfect game, your opposition does, to stay with them and compete. And then the Warriors' pace just buried them. And that's in that second quarter, their defense was so tough, and it just fueled their offense.
We talked the starting guards, the 4 players in double figures, 2 Raptors guards, 2 Warrior guards.
Yeah, you got 34 to 24.
Right.
That's all you need to know. Those are the 4 top players. Klay Thompson's having an outstanding game. I love the way the ball is moving around. Once again, the assists keep piling up. And, Bogut and Festus Ezeli have fouls, 3 each, but they still play the defense, and Valanciunas has been tied up pretty well.
Yeah, so the first half numbers for the Warriors, very pleased with the three-point shooting. 21 assists, the 19 fast break points, and they built the 16-point lead and didn't really let it dissipate. You were saying single digit or something before halftime. 16 points, significant.
Well, you look at these stats right now, and they're playing a near perfect game except for the turnovers in the first quarter. And that's about it. Their defense is great. Valanciunas, as I mentioned, he's got 2 points. The fast break points, they started rebounding the ball better. They're doing everything right now at such a high level.
It's almost like this team has won 11 in a row and is undefeated. Oh, wait, they are. But the work halfway done for win number 12 with the third quarter on the way. Getting ready to start the second half with the Warriors up 16. Moments ago, our Roz Goldon-Woode caught up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, 21 assists on 26 made field goals. How does that style of play wear down on the other team?
Well, it's all the ball movement and player movement that we're known for, and it really does wear down a team in terms of them always having to play from behind and chasing the next pass, and then guys are playing for each other out there. So it's good, beautiful basketball to watch.
And Klay Thompson playing beautiful basketball to watch after missing the last game with his back. So how do you guys as the coaching staff monitor how he's feeling?
Well, you just ask him, how is he feeling? How does he look? How does his movement look? Are his shots going short or not? Right now, he's stroking the ball beautifully, and we're just getting a really good effort from Klay and all the guys right now. It's got to keep it going in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Speaking of beautiful shooting strokes, Steph Curry with 18, hitting the first bucket to begin the second half. So Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. Valanciunas putting that in. Now, Valanciunas has 4 points, Jim, but the Warriors centers have 6 points, 9 boards, and 4 blocks. They do commit the turnover, but DeRozan unable to make them pay. Curry fouled. And the reason I say that is that Valanciunas with only 4, but the center tandem of Bogut and Ezeli, they're going to hurt you, whether it's on the glass or blocking shots, do just enough scoring.
They've more than matched the output of Valanciunas tonight, without question. 9 rebounds between them.
Klay Thompson rattling that out. It's DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Luis Scola, as Curry with a steal. Harrison Barnes, a little tic-tac-toe, and Bogut threw it away. So Lowry now with 16.
With 2 turnovers. We got to right the ship in that department.
Credit Toronto's defense, and Draymond with a moving screen, so that'll be an offensive foul. That goes as another turnover.
It's a little handoff, and as you hand the ball off to your teammate, you turn your body. It's a subtle play, but the officials have caught on to it.
Yeah, well, somewhere Vlade Divac is smiling because he had perfected that. Come on the overplay, shot clock at 5. DeMarre Carroll putting it up and in. Now, we were marveling at DeMarre Carroll's background. He'd been waived a couple times in the NBA.
Well, the Raptors right now back to 12. But he was drafted in 09 by Memphis, 27th pick. They traded him to Houston as Andrew gets it to go down. But they traded him to Houston in February of 2011. He was waived 2 months later. He signed as a free agent with Denver in December of 2011. He was waived in February of 2012. Free agent with the Jazz. And then he became a free agent with Atlanta prior to the 13-14 season. That's when his career started blooming. I mean, he's unbelievable. Last year, first time he ever averaged more than 6 points a game.
Yep. Klay Thompson with a runner. Bogut again! So a couple Bogut spikes. And it's back up to 14.
Yeah, I like to see the big fella come through with that, not just play the defense. Coming off that 18-rebound game against Brooklyn.
How many guys get 18 rebounds in 18 minutes?
Yeah.
It's about as good as it gets. Shot clock, to 0. It is a 24-second violation. DeRozan could get no airspace, and Clay saw the clock on the other end and never let him breathe.
Here we go, let's go, play. 45.
Warriors shooting 58% for the game. Curry just dribbled it off his foot. That doesn't happen often.
But you're just turning the ball over and allowing this team to get back in the game.
Yep, Amari Carroll hitting a 3 right on cue.
You got 4 turnovers in 3 minutes.
Steph to Bogut one more time.
When they execute, they can be flawless. If they don't turn that ball over, it's such a thing of beauty. It's so precise.
This is a Raptor team that had come in 7th in defensive field goal percentage and 7th in points allowed.
Yeah, big improvement from last year.
Kick out, Carroll hit 1 3 and making another. So Amari Carroll's got 15 now. Come alive with 8 of those 15 here in the third. So Barnes a good look, curled it out. So from up 18, it's 10 right now. Here come the Raptors. Bogut! The first time the block, the second time the foul. That will be his 4th.
He stops Lowry, and then he recovers. They could have called the foul there with the left hand. It might have influenced the call the second time.
So Valanciunas dropping in the free throw. And Zealy will check in.
He replaces Andrew Bogut.
Pretty good productivity with 8 points and 5 boards and 2 assists, but 13 foul play minutes.
Yeah. But you can see that slimmer body that he possesses this year has made him a little faster, a little quicker, a little more lively.
Well, if you're the Raptors, you were down 18. You've trimmed 10 off that deficit, and you're right back in the ball game. Draymond, the lob to Zealy. They're dicing up Toronto on the inside.
When Zealy has airspace, he's as good as anyone in the league with that play.
DeRozan attacking and finishing.
They're afraid of foul there because they could have stood their ground. But he made a heck of a finish.
Steph is tackled.
All right, let's watch this drive here. And we're going to stop it. Wide open. Well, Philister's not working, folks.
The point the same, though, when there's space there is when you throw it.
Wide open for him. Dribble penetration, draw the big. You find your own big.
Draymond missing the 3. DeRozan flipping inside, and Amari Carroll. What a quarter. Carroll 10 in the third, and it's a 6-point game, and the Raptors more than in the game. Wide open 3. Valanciunas the rebound.
When things go bad for you is when you got to make the open shots. Keep them at bay.
Scola, so clever, sneaking in, couldn't finish. Zealy, that's a man's rebound right there. Raptors have picked it up defensively. Carroll's got Curry this trip. Steph beats him, flips it up and in! Went right hand on the left side.
They got it quicker to the rim that way as he came down the left side, and that little English on the ball is all he needs.
Raptors making their surge. Warriors trying to send them away. DeMarre Carroll hounding the great three-point shooter. Don't forget, he can finish in traffic.
Hi, Warrior fans. Dave Feldman with the Sportsnet Central update. Aldon Smith's season with the Raiders is over. Our CSN California Raiders insider Scott Bair confirming that the linebacker has been suspended for a year, 12 months for violating the substance abuse policy. This all stemming from an August 6th run-in with the law where he was charged with DUI, hit and run, and vandalism. Aldon was released by the 49ers the next day. That is the latest on Aldon Smith and the Raiders. Back to Fitz and JB at Oracle.
All right, Feldy. Aldon Smith, you just hope any young guy like that gets his life back together. Happens to be a great player, but he has struggled off the field.
Without question. That's unfortunate.
Patrick Patterson, along with Corey Joseph, Alan Shunas, Kyle Lowry, and DeMar DeRozan. Now, what's interesting here with the shot clock at 3 is that DeMarre Carroll had 10 points in the quarter, hadn't missed a shot.
That was not off in time, was it?
24-second violation. I mean, Dwayne Casey just cooled off his hottest player by taking him out of the game. 10 points, 4 of 4 in the quarter, 17 in the game, and he gets pulled. And that
must be a reason.
Yeah, Warriors will take it. We check in with Roz.
Luke Walton's message was defense. He said they're getting open shots and rhythm. They're getting backdoor layups. Defensively, we've got to make it harder for them.
Steph Curry offline with a 3. Kyle Lowry just nearly gave one away. Warriors had a 16-point lead at the half. Raptors got the edge here in the third. Attacking inside is DeRozan.
Well, the Warriors have given up 7 points in turnovers in this period alone. Haven't gotten any in return.
Bogut had to go to the bench with foul trouble. He and Ezeli have been dunking and scoring at will on the inside. That time Festus is fouled.
DeRozan goes away from the screen and just Festus a little too far out of the lane there to try to recover on a quick player. And DeRozan's a great finisher around the basket.
Ezeli very smooth on that free throw.
Good feeling you might need these coming down the stretch. Toronto, as I said, they did the same thing in the Sacramento game. They just kept coming back and hanging with them.
Talk to the Raptor people. Toronto was up 6 on 2:20 left and let that one get away. And so they were coming in tonight very focused.
Wasn't it last year they're up 27 here?
Well,
against the Warriors?
Yeah, 2 years ago up 27.
2 years, okay.
And the Warriors came storming back to win. Alan Shunas tipping in his own miss.
You can see how critical it is to keep him away from the basket. He just played a little volleyball with himself there.
And credit the Raptors. They played wonderfully here in the third. Curry, little push shot. Steph's got 22.
A variety of ways to score from that young man.
But it's on this end. 16-point lead cut in half. It's 8 right now as we wind down towards 4 minutes remaining in the third. DeRozan with a shot clock at 3. A step back jumper and the foul.
You got enough airspace. There's no way you're going to recover to get to that shot. Got him on the follow through.
Shark bite. Sometimes you'll see guys go at the elbow and try to foul from underneath, but as you say, you're going to contest, but you cannot, like roughing a punter, you cannot make contact there.
When you know that he's going to give that release off, you just got to
jump straight up.
Either go, well, he's jumping. He can't jump straight up because he's coming from away from the basket to him at full speed. So you either have to jump by him or just bring your hand back down and concede.
Rosen with 18, perfect from the line. Thompson He shoots right over him, but couldn't get an angle. Well, where DeRozan's going with the bucket. Flipping it up and in. Down to 4.
What do the Warriors do here? They got a little better defense. They got to increase the pace. Half court isn't working.
And Curry, a 3 right on cue.
They needed that.
Sense of the moment for the MVP. DeRozan again. He's starting to feel it. Got a whistle off the ball. And it's Ezeli grappling with Valanciunas. 3 team fouls each. Festus with 4. Now Bogut with 4. A 7-point lead with 2:57 as we hit the mandatory. Raptors making their move. Curry trying to keep him away.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 7 on the Raptors. Andre Iguodala said having a post as talented a passer as Andrew Bogut is rare. He said he understands where to put the ball for a cutting teammate. Now, some posts, they can't see the defense or they pass too high or too low. Bogut's passes lead you towards the basket and away from the defense. And I spoke with Andrew Bogut about it. He said he's always enjoyed passing, and as a kid, he watched a lot of basketball. He'd watch all the fancy passes by Magic Johnson and Penny Hardaway, and then he'd go in his backyard and practice them. Fast forward to now, passing is second nature. Bob?
Andrew Bogut fancies himself a basketball player, and he really is a complete player. Now, in the Australian national team, he's kind of the hub. They qualify for the Olympics. They pass to him, and he feeds everybody else. Patty Mills was on that team. He knows he's a defensive center. He knows he's a good rebounder, but he takes great pride in making that Warrior offense hum with him in the middle. Now, we had an illegal defense on Ezeli. It was not his 4th foul. So that was the technical free throw that was shot coming out of that timeout.
Good block out there, but they could not come down with the ball. Iguodala back in the game. He had 6 assists, by the way, in the first half in his minutes on the floor with just 17.
Key time in the game as to which team gets the momentum heading into the 4th. Festus on the overplay. Draymond running with Iguodala. The Raptors back defensively.
How about a play from Festus, 25 feet from the hoop.
And Barbosa will get to the line.
You know where he's going when he comes in. He gets an opening, he's going to seize the opportunity. But I love that steal from Festus. I mean, they thought it was going to be an easy pass out to Scola and just beat him to the spot. They didn't anticipate that.
Very international flavor to the game tonight. When you think of Barbosa from Brazil, Scola from Argentina, Festus originally from Nigeria, Valanciunas from Lithuania, Bogut from Australia,
Corey Joseph from Canada.
From Canada, well done.
Pickering, Ontario, to be precise.
And Leandro dropping them both in. And there's the large Lithuanian, 23 years of age.
I bet he's talked and learned a lot from one Šarūnas Maršalionis.
Barbosa with a steal. Barbosa in on DeRozan. He anticipated contact, never got it.
That's exactly what happened. He outsmarted himself down there.
Patterson out of bounds. He went out of bounds, didn't reestablish before he caught that.
And 2 turnovers in a row for him. Throwing that wild pass that Iguodala ran down. But let's see if they can increase this lead, so they don't have to worry about it in the 4th quarter. It's a tough week. Big games.
At the Clippers Thursday, Bulls in here on Friday. Bulls were the last team to beat the Warriors in the regular season on this floor. Barbosa 3, off back iron, and Scola will send DeRozan on his way. A 16-point lead at the half. Raptors have owned the 3rd here.
There you see the defense by Barbosa. Much stiffer this year. Staying with DeRozan.
Shot clock at 3. Patterson loves the 3 and buries it. Cannot leave him. Joseph doing a good job on Curry. And the Warriors turn it over again. That has been the singular problem in the quarter, with 5 turnovers after 7 in the first half. Said the Warriors had not gone small. Here it is, Jim. Draymond at center.
Okay.
With Harrison Barnes and Barbosa. Playing with Stephanie Iguodala. Fouls. Draymond Green now has 4. A little frustrated.
I love Billy Kennedy. You see that? Talking a little bit with Draymond. Didn't want to give him a tee. Just said, settle down, okay? He's one of the best at not overreacting. The players should like him.
That's the way you do it. Hear what they have to say. Do it away from the play. Free throw missed. The Hardwood Classics apparel. Jerseys, hoodies, tees, hats, and more at Warriors.com. That's the largest selection. And get yourself some of that holiday shopping done for you and yours.
And Billy Kennedy watched Draymond march all the way to the bench, so to see if he was going to add a flavor to things as we see Mo Spates in.
Mo did not play against Brooklyn. And right off the bench, Mo buckets. And everybody in a Warrior uniform has a smile. That's his job, instant offense. Struggled in Memphis. That's a nice sub and score. Scola for 3. Tipped in.
There is a lot of talent on this Raptors roster.
James Johnson getting up for that one.
I love the play that Steph made to get the ball to Mo Spates a moment ago. It's called, Bob, a jump rip pass. Rather than looping, kind of that hook pass.
Curry, what a floater. Shot clock off. Final possession of the third. Warriors want to finish it with a stop. Joseph is held, and that will be free throws.
Well, Mo Spates showed on it, tried to help, because Stephen was overplaying that screen. But it's very tough for a big man to stop a smaller man, as you can see right there.
You talk about the line, Jim. 19 free throws to 9, favoring the Raptors after these are taken. And this is part of their game plan.
Yes, it is. They put pressure on you.
Warriors are shooting 56% from the field. They have 10 made threes. But they're being outscored at the foul line significantly. 15-6.
Smart. They're going to play full court pressure here, so you can't just run with the clock.
Final 6 seconds. Iguodala, Scola just moved underneath them. Blocking foul and the bucket.
What a great play.
He went body hunting, and Andre went right at him.
First of all, they put pressure in the backcourt, full court pressure, and the Warriors threw over the top. Great out of bounds. They're all gathered up there in the black jerseys, so you have a 2-on-1. And it's going to result in a basket and a possible free throw. Couldn't work out any better. They had too many men in the front court, in the front court there on the pressure.
Mo fought for that rebound. And that will do it for the third. So a 16-point lead at the half. 7 heading into the fourth. Does the perfect season stay intact? 12 minutes to decide. Our Toyota game summary, Toronto 36 in the third. DeRozan had 11, DeMarre Carroll had 10. And it's a 7-point game as we head into the fourth. Scola right on cue.
Scola's been doing that for 9 years.
So Mo Spates with Harrison Barnes, Iguodala.
Backcourt.
Another Warrior turnover.
Backcourt violation. Just a little bit of pressure from the Raptors.
So Steph Barbosa, Harrison Barnes, Iguodala, Mo Spates. Lowry, Corey Joseph, Damari Carroll, Scola, and Patrick Patterson. This is a good small unit for the Raptors. They can space out Patterson as a three-point shooter. Got a foul here. Is it on Spates? And it is. Running over Lowry.
You do not want to pick up fouls early in this quarter. It's already tough to keep them off the line. You don't want to help them along.
Free throws are 19 to 10.
But the Warriors 57%. They've made 10 threes on 40%. 27 assists. And you got a game.
Yep.
That's how well the Raptors are playing.
Lowry hitting a three. And here comes Toronto. The 16-point lead nearly gone. Also looking to get a running start. Tough fading shot. Toronto looks to tie. Shot clock at 9. Barbosa with a steal. Iguodala handling. He's terminated the dribble. Now Spates has Lowry on a mismatch. Took him inside. Field goal on the foul.
Well, for Spates to stay on the floor here, they got to keep him there because the Raptors are still going small. And I think that Dwayne Casey would rather have Spates on the floor than Bogut or Ezeli and bring in Valanciunas. But Spates has got to make them pay, and he did so in this move. He's got the jump shot, and he's got the little power drive inside. That will keep them honest.
Well, if you ever wondered if Luke Walton was a gambler, Curry out right now and Klay Thompson out. These next couple minutes with a 5-point lead, they're going to be very critical. Can they buy the starting backcourt some rest? Fouling Scola.
Yeah, Mo is not the defender that Ezeli is, nor Bogut. Certainly neither one of them. But he's got to stay when they're going small.
Scola missing the free throw. Warriors Slate apparel is back, courtesy of Adidas. Jackets, the knit hats, the player jerseys. They wear them Saturday nights. Never lost in the Slate jerseys.
How about that?
And Scola misses them both. 75% free thrower. These are big minutes for Ian Clark. No Sean Livingston tonight. And Mo, did he travel or was he fouled? It's a jump ball.
Yeah, they may call the jump there, which is the right call. He certainly was stopped and did leave the ground.
Scola had his hand on the ball.
Good call by the officials.
Patterson taking the tap. Damari Carroll been hot in the third. Iguodala, that's how you contest a jump shot. Andre forced the air ball.
So you can jump towards your man, but you've got to go by him.
Right.
You can't go straight into him.
Well, there's one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Without question.
All defense 2 years ago.
Well, Harrison Barnes been very quiet tonight.
Offensive foul. So Mo is filling up every stat sheet in 3 minutes. 5 points, a rebound, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers.
Watch the left elbow. Right to the chin of Scola. He's stuck his noggin in there.
Scola's got Ian Clark on a total mismatch. Warriors got to be aware of it. Now they feed the Argentinian. Shot clock at 5. At 2, knocked away. Barbosa to the rim to lay it in.
Well, they keep making baskets to stay off the run. They've done it in every quarter.
Yeah, but the fouls are becoming a huge issue here. Of
course.
Already 3 team fouls, but 9:15 left. This could be a parade to the line for Toronto in the fourth.
Well, the defense, once again, Barbosa pokes it away. He's the recipient of a hoop at the other end.
Buying time, though, with Steph and Clay resting and adding to the lead. It's 7 right now. Warrior lead is 7 with 9:15 left. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. Jim was talking about it earlier. 2 years ago, down 27 in the third, down 18 heading into the fourth. The Warriors went on an absolute barrage. The building was deafening, and from 27 down, they won going away. The turnaround had to be seen to be believed.
I said it was last season, Bob, and you'll understand that in about 20 years.
Well, we had 2 technical fouls during that timeout. One on Leandro Barbosa, that free throw just made, and the first one on Luke Walton.
Well, they give the wins to Steve Kerr. Will they assess the technical to Steve as well? Who pays the fine?
That's a good question. So 2 tees, the free throws made, and it's a 5-point game. The Warriors defend without fouling. Already 3 team fouls in the fourth in less than 3 minutes. Lowry with the shot clock at 3. And we've got a foul on the rebound on Toronto. And Scola.
This is where it gets very tough because generally there's a foul on 98% of the plays in this league. You just have to discern which ones to call. How egregious is it? And sometimes you're at the mercy of the officials. It's a tough game to officiate. Let's see if Harrison Barnes can get something. He's only taken 4 shots now. Made 3.
Dangerous pass to Mario Carroll, picking it off. Carroll, and look at Iguodala save a layup. Carroll made the great play. Iguodala an even better one.
Well, watch the official here. Get in the middle of it, Billy Kennedy. So they had to navigate around him. Don't think it had anything to do with it. Nice effort.
Rebound battle. Oh, look at Lowry. All that extra effort. Scola took a couple steps. Klay Thompson got a good rest. He is set to check in.
Luke Walton trying to manage the minutes.
Question is, what's the score when Curry comes back? They were up 5 when Steph rested.
Steph
93-88.
Steph averages 35 minutes a night. He's already played 32 and a half tonight.
Bosa missing the jumper. Space! What a rebound, but couldn't finish. Draymond coming to the scorer's table. High-level game. Attention to the fourth quarter. Wilson sent away.
Leave your feet. Put you in jeopardy. And Harrison, who really hasn't made mistakes tonight, just has kind of been a ghost out there. Little pump fake. Tough to avoid the contact. DeRozan, their top scorer.
So the fourth foul. With 7:55 left. And Toronto living at the line to great effect. So Draymond and Iguodala will play with Klay Thompson, Barbosa, and Barnes. This is the small lineup here.
I tell you, that may be the first time I've seen Barnes leave his feet. He's so sound fundamentally at the defensive end.
Can you ignite Klay Thompson, who didn't score in the third? He has 18 in the game. They go right to him. On Corey Joseph. Play a little leaner. Rimmed out.
They bring Valanciunas back in. Looks like the Warriors will get big, too.
Lowry, a little step around, but couldn't finish. Draymond played that defense. Well, here come the bigs.
Well, Valanciunas showed first at the scorer's table.
Bogut was there to meet him.
Yep.
Single possession ball game. And the last part of drama is when Curry re-enters.
Took Harrison out.
Corey Joseph, and Bogut's got to foul him, and that's free throws the rest of the game. And for the Raptors, this is exactly how you win a game on the road. You get into the bonus with 7:10 left. And Bogut, 5 fouls in 14 minutes.
Just an overplay by Corey Joseph. And a bounce pass easily swept up.
They're going to go to replay to see if this is a clear path foul, which would be free throws plus the possession of the ball. So 3-point lead, 7:10 left. There's the foul. Draymond appeared to be at least even.
Half a step ahead,
yeah.
It appeared.
And so that should likely not be a clear path based on that replay. Well, the mini championship replica trophy night presented by Mountain Dew will be Friday when the Bulls come to town for the first 10,000 fans. 888-GSW-HOOP with representatives ready to help you right now. The replica ring night was a great success, and the mini championship replica trophy should be much the same.
Great angle here to see it. We'll even clear on the other side. Is that Barbosa running?
It is.
By the way, that championship ring night, those are nice rings. Those are terrific.
Now, this is one of the replays, Jim, that is decided by the officials here. Secaucus helps with angles, but Billy Kennedy and Leon Wood are deciphering this.
And that's why it's taking a little longer.
Yeah, is that, you know, inbounds, out of bounds, was it a 3, not a 3? Did the shot clock? Those are all done immediately by the game officials in Secaucus. But this one is a judgment call, and you get to all the things you need to check off. Did it initiate in the backcourt? Was it above the free throw line? Was there a defender that could have been back in front of the player? And the reason they have the clear path is they don't want players fouling people from behind to prevent layups and dunks. So now Josh Timmons going to get a look at it as well.
Well, maybe they're going to take a 2 out of 3 vote. Maybe the first 2
okay.
went each way, positive, negative.
And I mean, obviously, it's very close. Raptors shooting 50% for the game. Warriors 55%, but the Warrior turnovers, and then the Raptors' great ability to get to the line, 25-11, the free throw advantage.
Hey, Bob.
Common foul called against
Good.
Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, so it is not a clear path foul. It should not have been, and that's what replay verified there. But the Raptors, they're in the bonus, and they get 2 free throws regardless. Difference is they don't also get possession of the ball. And Steph Curry re-enters. He's left with the lead at 5, and he re-enters likely with the lead at 1. So work to do if the Warriors are to remain undefeated. Bogut is fouled. Pretty aggressive move with the lefty hook. Valanciunas will pick up his 3rd, and Toronto's 3rd team foul.
Yeah, Andrew Bogut was on a mission here. He wasn't looking to pass. He was looking to score. Thought he was going to come back with that right jump hook. Got the left.
And rattled home the free throw.
There has not been a lead change since the first quarter. And the Warriors don't want one now.
This is the second free throw. So Lowry, DeRozan with Corey Joseph, Damari Carroll, and Valanciunas. It's a three-guard look with Damari Carroll at the power forward spot. DeRozan, that's a tough shot. And Clay fouled him on the jumper. He's not going to make that shot.
Well, you'll take this. All ball there, and all ball all the way until there. A fadeaway jump shot, I concede that every time. Yeah. From that distance.
So DeRozan with 24, Lowry with 21, Steph Curry 27, Klay Thompson 18.
You like your opponent to earn his baskets. That's why they call it a free trip to the line rather than get free ones.
They haven't scored a field goal in nearly 5 minutes, but 8 points from the line, and we've got a tie game. Curry floater is off, and Toronto could take the lead.
They've made 15 more free throws.
Rosen couldn't get the lead, and we've got a foul on the Raptors.
They're not over the limit. That's number 4.
Valanciunas will pick up his 4th. The other thing that the whistles do, Jim, it's taken Oracle out. There's no Warrior free flow. There's no offensive flow. This is the way you beat the Warriors.
Well, they've 19 fast break points in the first half, 4 in this half.
Exactly. Iguodala thought about that 3. Draymond on the reload. He kind of forced that.
That's a foul on Andre Iguodala.
That'll be more free throws. 5:54 remaining. There is no rhythm to the game, and the Raptors like this tempo just fine. Oracle with 5:54 remaining, tied at 96. Our McDonald's true story, Steph Curry. His highest career home scoring average is against these Raptors, nearly 29 a game. He's got 27 tonight.
Well, at the 9:15 mark, it was 95-88 Warriors. At the 5:54 mark, 8 points scored by the Raptors, 1 free throw by the Warriors. All 8 points by the Raptors, free throws.
Yeah, the last Raptor field goal in the game was at 11:25 in the 4th.
Well, you mentioned that, and it just seems hard to believe. But now
they have the lead.
9 free throws in this quarter.
Well, you come on the road and you have a 31-13 free throw advantage. You've got a good game plan, and you're executing it.
Well, the Warriors knew that this was their game plan.
And Draymond, talk about speeding things up. The Bogut dunk to tie it again.
Emphatically.
That didn't take long.
No, and I believe that surprised the Raptors.
That was off a made free throw.
Unbelievable.
Shot clock at 8. Valanciunas sets a moving screen.
What they call is someone rolling to the basket. He can't believe it. Off a made free throw, Draymond Green presses the issue. And Bogut right on the spot.
I don't know which is more impressive. Draymond speeding through traffic or Bogut saying, I know where he's going. I'm going to be there for him. It's a big man getting 94 feet down. Curry 3. Good! That's the way to untie it.
How calmly did he look on that play? Lost his man and just went up a deep one as always.
They begin standing at the 5-minute mark. Oracle comes to life. Corey Joseph rimming it out. Rebound. Bogut. Damari Carroll switches on to Steph. Finding Clay in the corner. 3. Rimmed out. Klay Thompson has not scored in the second half. Can't get a screen. Now they switch.
They're leaving the middle open for him.
Shot clock down to 3. And they turn it over. Great Warrior defense.
Put the pressure on them. They couldn't handle it. The shot clock was winding down. Didn't have anything going.
Draymond down the lane, floating it in.
He's taking a page out of Steph Curry's book on that one.
7 unanswered. Toronto takes time. The 22nd timeout. And Steph Curry, in a tie game, unties it with a 3.
He just got Corey Joseph tangled up on his own feet on that 3. And then the last play, a beautiful little teardrop. Impossible to block. You shoot it on the way up. But this game is not over. That's a long 4:13 to go.
Warriors 39-2 at home a year ago in the regular season. Got to the point where they're 48-4 in the last 52 home games they played in this building. Counting the playoffs in the beginning of this season. So 4:13 left. As Jim said, an awful lot of crunch time here. Stephen Clay with Iguodala, Draymond Bogut, Corey Joseph, Lowry with DeRozan, DeMarre Carroll, and Valanciunas.
Well, the Warriors better protect their home court because coming up in a couple of weeks, they've got a 12-day road trip. All back east. Starts out west, I believe, with Utah.
DeRozan, Bogut changed that shot. Draymond rebound. Warriors looking to run.
Oh, man.
Draymond threw it back, and DeRozan never gave up on the play.
When you look ahead and you see 4 black jerseys, you know one is trailing. You got to count.
DeRozan, nifty move, and he's fouled.
That turnover is a killer. That turnover is a killer right there.
Both teams have 18 turnovers. The points off turnover difference is only 1. This is the difference. 33 free throws to 13. Toronto relentless getting to the line.
And we're not saying anything about the officials.
I think the officiating has been incredible tonight.
Spot on.
Very well done.
These are fouls. They are committing fouls.
I don't really have a call I would disagree with in the whole game. But
sometimes you have to take a chance and let the guy go and say, I hope he misses.
That's the bigger point. And DeRozan splitting a pair.
What was this?
Okay, they were going to foul Bogut. He stayed out of bounds, and Curry was going to shoot a 3 as the foul was committed. That's what happened. They go to the hack of Bogut here, and Steph's like, well, I'll simultaneously shoot a 3.
Did he simultaneously travel?
The foul was called first.
Okay, because he picked that ball up and took a couple of steps.
Now, in this situation, if you get 1, you're fine. A point per possession with the lead is fine.
Watch it all. Watch Bogut under the basket. Watch Stephen. And he picks it up right here. Yes. But they have blown the whistle. How about that?
Bogut makes 1. A point per possession. If you have the lead, you can live with.
No problem at all.
Shot clock at 10. DeRozan getting stubborn. Iguodala all over him. Shot clock at 5. DeMarre Carroll. Bogut changed that shot. Warriors look to run again. Curry wheeling and throwing it away. So 7 turnovers by Steph Curry. It's very unlike him. Valanciunas is fouled. Now, who is it on? Maybe on Klay Thompson.
This is a great free throw shooting team, as we've witnessed tonight, including Valanciunas.
They shoot 80% as a team.
He's at 78, the big fellow.
Sixth best free throwing percentage. And as Jim mentioned, it's part of their game plan, and they execute it flawlessly.
Well, coming into tonight, they had attempted 321 free throws to 261. 60 more in 11 games.
Super smart by Dwayne Casey. You get to the line a lot, and you're really good at it. They split free throws there. So great for the Warriors. 4-point lead inside 3 minutes. They foul Bogut again, and that's why Curry went to shoot that three.
Although we've seen him shoot there in the tightest of games. He'll take that shot.
Mandatory timeout. 2:54 left. Quality game all the way around. Do the Warriors have enough to finish off the Raptors? Warrior lead at 4. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood-A with you at Oracle. Our Rams shot of the game. Steph Curry, the perfectly thrown lob to a streaking Harrison Barnes. The Rams shot of the game. All the fast break points in the first half. And Toronto has slowed the game down to great effect in the second.
Well, they've scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, has Toronto, and made 2 field goals. One of them is a 3, but they made 12 free throws. And like that, as you say, slows the game down in and of itself. Let's see what Bogut can do here.
Missing the free throw there. We check in with Roz.
Basically, Luke Walton's attitude towards the whole hack-a-Bogut tactic was to his team. He said, all right, well, Bogut, go there and make your free throws. And then we come back down on the other end and get stops.
I like that he made the second.
As long as you make one. If you were a point per possession, you'd be one of the top 10 offenses in the league. So you just need a point every time, as long as you have the lead.
I give him credit. Missing that first one badly. Threw in a confident second one.
And under 2 minutes, you can't have the away from the play fouling anyway. But a 3 to make it a 2-point game. And Luke Walton's going to use the timeout. So 2:37 left. 2-point game. Can the Warriors find enough offense? Two-point lead, 2:37 left. We talk about how difficult this week is at the Clippers on Thursday, back-to-back with the Bulls, and then fly to Denver. So for the Warriors, Raptors, Clippers, Bulls, very difficult 3 games in 4 nights. Harrison Barnes back in.
No breathers this week.
Steph Curry to the corner, Iguodala. Raptors scrambling. It's off the foot of Harrison Barnes. And Toronto comes up with a stop.
Decisions in traffic.
20 Warrior turnovers. DeRozan down the lane. Bogut's not there anymore. Scola 3. Big rebound and a foul. And it's on Toronto.
Scola doesn't take a lot of threes, but he's pretty accurate this year at 54%. He's made 7 of 13 until that one.
Remember at halftime, the backcourt battle was 34-24, favoring the Warriors. 52-48 favoring the Raptors right now. Klay Thompson has not scored in the second half. Free throw opportunities to change that.
That's 14 more points this half from the backcourt than the Warriors' backcourt.
Klay hitting the free throw. He's 13 of 13 on the season from the line. DeRozan shot 13 free throws in this game.
Yes. Making 10. Lowry's 10 of 10. Curry and Thompson.
Split the pair. So a single possession game inside 2 minutes. Playing small here. Now you're inside 2 minutes. You can't bring Bogut back in. DeRozan. And the rebound. 4-point lead in the ball. Step back jumper. Good! When all else fails, find the MVP. Toronto full timeout. Curry's got 32. The Warriors trying to find a way to keep Toronto at bay. Lowry had to retreat. Steph stopped on a dime. And big players at big shots at a big time. That was kind of the Steph sneer right there after he made that. And you credit the Raptors. This is the way to beat the Warriors. You can't run with them. You can't let this building explode. Grind it out on the other end, and Toronto's come from 16 down.
Yeah, but you don't want to help them out by putting them on the line all the time. That's what's kept them in the game. The Warriors, if they don't turn the ball over, they run a beautiful offense. They've got shooters. They've got scorers. They can do that. But the Raptors do slow it down, and they've done a wonderful job tonight working to the line, and that's kept them in the game.
Now, would you bring Bogut back in and go big defensively? They can't foul anymore intentionally because you're inside 2 minutes.
I'd have to look at the lineup. Who's on the floor?
We know the Warriors small unit may be the best in the league when they put Draymond at the center. And offensively, that small unit can rip and run here.
Well, if Valanciunas is on the bench, no, I would not at all.
There
Not with Scola in there.
So that's what Luke did. Scola's coming out. Okay, we'll stay small. Valanciunas were coming out. You'd come back with a big.
I'd have to. Have to.
Minute 28 left. Tamari Carroll, Corey Joseph, Kyle Lowry, DeRozan, and Scola. Iguodala, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes with Steph and Clay.
Can the Warriors defend without fouling here?
Nearly the 5-second call. Toronto's got to use their last time out. Now that becomes big.
That does. Absolutely critical.
They're out of timeouts with a minute 28 left. So now you even think about the foul game and advancing in the front court and all. That all goes by the wayside.
Dwayne Casey did not plan on that.
The Warriors have 2 timeouts left, a full and a 20. We talk about the longest current streak in this building, 10 games. Remember, they only play the Raptors once a year here. So the last win, 2004. Sellout crowd, 141 sellouts in a row at Oracle. They've been standing since 5:07 left in the game.
You want to play aggressive defense, you want to play smart defense, make them use the clock. Watch for dribble penetration. With the small group, Scola will vacate the lane and leave driving room for Lowry or DeRozan.
They put Iguodala on DeRozan. Just as Andre guarded Harden and LeBron. Try to turn the faucet off on the best Raptors scorer. DeRozan inside, sent away. Draymond came to help. High screen. The hook pass back. Corner 3 is short. Rebound loose. And Corey Joseph is fouled.
That's a critical mistake there to stop the clock and do that. Harrison has not scored since the first quarter. He's only taking 5 shots tonight. That's the first shot he's taken, I believe, since the first quarter.
You missed the shot, that's one thing, but as you say, fouling on this rebound. Clock stops. You allow the opportunity to score. He has the rebound,
You just got to back away. You're talking about a minute left in the game. You just help your opponent. You know, the flu has been going around. There was a question whether Draymond would play tonight. I believe Harrison is feeling the effects of that as well.
Free throw split. Harrison had the rebound, but
Lowry got inside.
Another foul.
Lowry got inside of Harrison Barnes. I'm telling you, he's not himself.
The Raptors are 3 of 13 from the field this quarter. But this parade of free throws,
they can call it a push-off. That's what they call it. That's a game changer. It could be.
This all started with the foul in the backcourt on the missed shot. Toronto's made 3 field goals, 3 of 13 the whole fourth. Make him shoot the ball. So it's a 2-point game with a minute left. Raptors are 15 of 20 free throwing in the fourth.
Yeah, well, that's why we keep harping on it. That's the story.
Curry is tripped. And so Steph will shoot 2.
You look at the backcourt, not just the scoring, but the free throwing. 25 attempts from DeRozan and Lowry.
To 3.
To 3. And now these 2 with Steph, it'll make it 5.
And again, we reiterate, the officiating in the game's been fine.
Not at all.
The officiating's been totally fine.
You give Toronto credit for that.
Greg and Gary coming up with a Honda postgame show. Steph Curry misses a free throw.
Oh, this is not a good sign.
Your 93% free thrower missed one after Clay missed one. And so you go 2 for 4 with your 2 best free throwers. And the lead is only 3.
Can the charm continue?
DeRozan makes it a 1-point game. Toronto's going to get a 2 for 1 here.
I can tell you this. The Warriors better score in this possession.
Curry having it blocked. Harrison Barnes tried to save it, and he threw it away.
Well, the Raptors can control their destiny.
They can essentially play for the game winner.
There are no timeouts.
Tenths of a second difference. Game and shot clock.
That is an offensive foul on Lowry.
And that's the biggest turnover of the game.
He held on to Andre Iguodala.
You want to get it into Steph. And they do. With the shot clock off, they have to think about fouling him, and they do that too.
And he's missed his one for the week. There it is. Lowry just clamped down on him. I don't believe that Andre Iguodala would leave his arm in there trying to catch up to DeRozan.
Right now, let's assume, in terms of Curry at the line,
yes,
that he makes them both.
Yes.
Toronto out of timeouts. As they come up needing a 3, when would you foul somebody?
After they threw it past the half-court line.
Okay. No timeouts for the Raptors. Curry makes them both. The lead is 3. Toronto has to have a 3.
I would pressure in the backcourt just a little bit, and they're doing that.
Clock starting now.
I'd go now.
Lowry goes for a 2. I don't know why. They needed a 3. What was he doing?
I have no idea. They're going to try to play the foul game with 6 seconds left in the game.
And no timeouts?
And no timeouts.
So Draymond is fouled, but Kyle Lowry, they elected not to shoot a 3.
I thought the Warriors made a mistake by not fouling him.
Well, once he got inside the line.
Once he got inside the 3-point line.
You're not going to do that.
You're not going to foul him, correct?
The Warriors were almost guarding the outside, and when they forced him in, it was like, okay.
They had to be pleasantly surprised when they saw the outcome.
So you need 1 here, and there it is. 2-possession ball game. There's no 4-point play necessarily. Obviously, you're not going to foul a 3-point shooter. This would seal it. The Raptors being out of timeouts has proven to be disastrous. Draymond hits them both. You just need 6 seconds to expire. You don't want to foul a 3-point shooter. Joseph speed dribble, lays it in. And they foul Curry. 1 free throw and this game is done. Lowry is fouled out of the game with 28 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. But a very curious decision.
A couple of them.
And that's your point guard. I mean, that's the guy who's got to make your decisions. With 8 seconds or so, down 3.
You've got to take a 3.
So the Warriors are going to move to 12-0. Knock off another playoff opponent. And get ready for the Clippers on Thursday night. And the Bulls on Friday. Steph's not going to like that turnover number.
No, he's not.
At all.
Warriors shoot 54% tonight.
And they needed every bit of it.
They needed it all. They made 11 threes at 38%.
And they needed all those too.
That worked. With the number of turnovers and the free throws. It tells you how good they are. When you win a game with 24 points off given up off turnovers and the vast disparity in free throws.
Well, that'll do it. The perfect season continues. 12-0. Third best start in NBA history. Remain undefeated at home. The magic of Oracle continues. Steph goes for 37. DeRozan and Lowry, 28 each. 115, 110 the final. Some way, somehow, they continue to find a way to win. Upending the Raptors by 5. Warrior postgame live is coming your way. Toronto, 11 straight losses in the Bay Area.
Got a little crazy there at the end. The Warriors blew an 18-point lead. They fell behind 98-96, and then Draymond Green comes in the game. A full-length court rush. Allowed to Andrew Bogut for a dunk. Curry a three. Draymond a runner. And the Warriors win again, Roz.
Draymond, you had the defensive stop of the game. What were you able to read on Lowry?
Sorry, I didn't.
You had the defensive stop to end the game. What were you able to read out of Lowry?
I just knew he was frustrated. I knew he was about to attack the rim. I just wanted to be there to protect the rim, and we wanted them to take a two because they was down 3 and was able to get the block.